If someone in your house gets diarrhea that does not stop, there is one word I want you to remember: Cyclospora. Not stomach bug, not food poisoning, not maybe it will pass, Cyclospora. Because right now, health officials are investigating a large outbreak of a parasite that can cause days or even weeks of watery diarrhea, cramping, nausea, loss of appetite, fatigue, and weight loss. And here's what makes this outbreak so frustrating: the source has not been confirmed yet. That means many families are asking the same question: what is actually safe to eat? And the answer is not as simple as just wash your vegetables. Because this parasite is not like ordinary dirt on lettuce. Washing may reduce risk, but it may not remove every parasite. Freezing is not a reliable safety plan. An alcohol hand sanitizer is not enough. The one thing we know does work is heat. Cooking kills it. So today, I'm going to give you the 5 things every family needs to know right now. Not panic, not rumors, not internet parasite cleanses. Just the practical information that can help protect your home while investigators are still trying to trace where this is coming from. And stay until number 1, because that is the mistake that could delay treatment for someone you love. Before we start, comment your state below and tell me if you have heard about cases near you. Your comment may help someone else realize this is closer than they thought. Number 5, do not assume the official number tells the whole story. When you hear a case count on the news, it sounds exact. But outbreaks do not work that cleanly. A person gets sick. They may wait several days before calling a doctor. The doctor may not test for Cyclospora unless it is specifically requested. The lab has to confirm it. Then the case has to be reported. That process takes time. So by the time the official count reaches the public, it may already be behind what families are experiencing on the ground. That does not mean officials are hiding everything. It means confirmed public health numbers are slow by design. They only count what has been tested, confirmed, and processed. And with Cyclospora, that matters because symptoms may begin about a week after infection, but they can start anywhere from a couple of days to 2 weeks or more. So when investigators ask, "What did you eat before you got sick?" people may have to remember meals from 1 or 2 weeks ago. That is hard. Most people cannot remember every salad, every smoothie, every restaurant meal, every topping, every garnish, every fresh herb, and every side dish from 2 weeks ago. That delay makes traceback difficult. So the first practical step is this: if someone in your house gets sick, write things down. What they ate, where they ate, when symptoms started, what grocery store they used, any restaurants, any bagged salads, any herbs, any raw produce. Do not trust memory during an illness. Write it down. That information may help your doctor, and it may help public health investigators connect the dots faster. Number 4, fresh produce is one of the hardest foods to investigate. A bag of salad looks simple, but behind that bag may be a long chain. Multiple farms, multiple harvest crews, irrigation water, wash tanks, packing houses, trucks, distribution centers, restaurants, grocery stores. And sometimes, produce from different farms gets mixed together before it reaches the shelf. That means one contaminated source can become very difficult to track. This is why outbreaks linked to fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, and salad mixes can be so confusing. By the time people get sick, the food may already be eaten. The packaging may be thrown away. The store may have restocked. The restaurant may have changed suppliers. And investigators are left trying to rebuild the food trail backward. Here's the part that makes Cyclospora especially uncomfortable. Cyclospora spreads when people ingest food or water contaminated with stool. That is the part nobody wants to say out loud, but people need to hear it plainly. This parasite is not coming from the vegetable itself. The contamination happens somewhere in the food or water pathway. It could be poor sanitation. It could be contaminated water. It could be a handling failure. It could be somewhere in the growing, harvesting, washing, packing, or distribution process. We do not yet know the confirmed source, but we do know the route involves contamination. So the question is not, is lettuce evil? The question is, where did contamination enter the chain? Until investigators answer that, families need to reduce risk where they can. And that brings us to the part everyone is asking. What should I eat right now? Number 3, washing is still important, but do not treat washing like a force field. You should still wash fruits and vegetables under running water. You should wash your hands with soap and water before preparing food. You should scrub firm produce like cucumbers, melons, and squash with a clean brush. You should cut away damaged or bruised areas. You should keep cutting boards, knives, and counters clean. All of that matters. But with Cyclospora, washing may not be enough to remove every risk, especially with foods that have lots of folds, crevices, or tiny surfaces. Think about lettuce. Think about cilantro. Think about basil. Think about berries. There are many places for contamination to hide. That does not mean you can never eat raw produce again. But during an active outbreak with an unknown source, if you are trying to protect an older adult, someone with a weakened immune system, someone going through chemo, someone pregnant, or someone already medically fragile, I would be more cautious. The safest version of produce right now is cooked produce. Cooked greens, roasted vegetables, soups, stews, stir-fries, cooked berries in oatmeal, cooked fruit compote, vegetables heated all the way through. Heat is your friend here. And if you still choose raw produce, reduce risk. Choose whole produce over pre-cut when possible. For lettuce, consider whole heads instead of bagged salad mixes. Remove outer leaves. Wash under running water. Dry with a clean towel or salad spinner. Keep raw produce separate from cooked foods. And if anything smells spoiled, chemical, fermented, or wrong, throw it out. Do not try to rescue questionable produce. Now let me be very clear. I am not telling people to fear all food. I am saying that during an outbreak with no confirmed source, you can temporarily shift toward cooked foods while more information comes out. That is not panic. That is common sense. Now, before we get to treatment, I need to correct one dangerous myth I'm seeing everywhere, because this one can make people feel protected when they are not. Number 2, freezing is not the safety plan people think it is. A lot of people assume if I freeze it, I'm safe. That may make sense with some foods and some germs, but do not rely on your home freezer to solve Cyclospora risk. Do not assume frozen berries, frozen herbs, or frozen greens are automatically safe just because they were frozen. Freezing is for storage. Cooking is for safety. There is another mistake too: hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer is useful for many germs, but alcohol-based sanitizer should not replace soap and water here. After using the bathroom, before preparing food, after handling raw produce, after changing diapers, after caring for someone who is sick, use soap and water. Wash your hands. Actually wash, under running water, with soap, for at least 20 seconds. If someone in your house is sick, clean bathroom surfaces carefully. Wash towels and linens, and do not let the sick person prepare food for others while symptoms are active. And if you are sick, do not swim. Do not go into pools, splash pads, lakes, or water parks while you have diarrhea. That is how illness spreads. No one wants to hear that, but it matters. Now, I know some people watching this are thinking, okay, but if I get sick, can't I just take a parasite cleanse? That is where number 1 comes in. And this is the most important part of the video. Number 1, Cyclospora is not treated like the parasites people are talking about online. This is the dangerous trap. When people hear the word parasite, they immediately think of deworming drugs, ivermectin, mebendazole, fenbendazole, random parasite cleanse kits online. But Cyclospora is not a worm. It is a microscopic, single-celled parasite. That matters because the treatment is different. The standard treatment doctors use for cyclosporas is an antibiotic combination called trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole, often known as TMP-SMX, Bactrim, Septra, or Cotrim. And yes, I know that sounds confusing. People hear antibiotic and say, wait, why use an antibiotic for a parasite? Because medicines are named by common use, not by some perfect category wall. This specific medicine works against this specific parasite. That does not mean it is right for everyone. Some people have sulfa allergies. Some people have kidney issues. Some people take medicines that interact. Pregnant people, infants, medically fragile adults, and immunocompromised patients need professional guidance. So do not self-treat from the internet. If diarrhea lasts more than a couple of days, especially if it is watery, frequent, or comes with fatigue, loss of appetite, weight loss, or dehydration, call a healthcare provider. And say the word, Cyclospora. Ask, should I be tested specifically for Cyclospora? That phrase matters because routine stool testing does not always screen for it. If the doctor does not specifically look for Cyclospora, it can be missed. And if someone is older, frail, immunocompromised, or getting dehydrated, waiting too long can become dangerous. Dehydration is not a minor problem. It can cause weakness, dizziness, falls, kidney strain, confusion, and hospitalization. So watch for warning signs. Very little urination, dark urine, dry mouth, dizziness, confusion, fast heartbeat, blood in stool, severe abdominal pain, high fever, diarrhea that will not stop. If those happen, get medical help. Do not sit at home trying random pills. So here is the simple plan for the next week while investigators are still working. 1. Cook more of your produce. Roast it, steam it, sauté it, boil it, add it to soups, put it in stews. Cook fruit into oatmeal or compote. 2. If you eat raw produce, wash it carefully under running water and choose whole produce when possible. 3. Wash hands with soap and water, especially before handling food and after using the bathroom. 4. Do not rely on freezing, vinegar, chlorine, or hand sanitizer as your only protection. 5. If someone gets diarrhea that does not stop after a couple of days, say Cyclospora to the doctor and ask whether specific testing is needed. 6. Do not take internet parasite pills or animal dewormers for this. Wrong treatment can waste time you may not have. 7. If someone in your home is high risk, older, immunocompromised, pregnant, medically fragile, be extra cautious until more is known. This is not about living in fear. It is about being the informed person in your house. Every family needs one person who knows what to do before everyone else starts guessing. So let's bring this together. We have a parasite outbreak with no confirmed source yet. We know Cyclospora can cause watery diarrhea that may last for weeks. We know the official numbers can lag because not everyone gets tested, and not every test looks for it. We know past outbreaks have involved fresh produce. We know washing is still recommended, but cooking is the strongest protection. We know freezing is not something to rely on. We know alcohol hand sanitizer is not enough. And we know the treatment is not a random parasite cleanse from the internet. The word to remember is Cyclospora. If someone gets sick, say it clearly. Ask about specific testing. Ask about proper treatment. And in the meantime, cook more of your food, wash your hands, and be careful with raw produce until the source is confirmed. If this helped you, hit the like button so more families see it before someone in their home gets sick. Subscribe because this story is still moving, and the moment there is a confirmed source or recall, I want to break it down in plain English. And send this to 3 people. The person who buys bagged salad, the person caring for an older parent, and the friend whose immune system cannot afford a bad infection. Then comment your state below and tell me what you are seeing where you live. Let's help each other stay informed without panic. I'm Dr. Young, and I'll see you in the next video.